Welcome to Friday. It's June 24th, 2022. Your Day with the Podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Cowboy State Daily has more original Wyoming news content than any other news organization in the state. Cowboy State Daily, sign up for the daily newsletter and check them out on their Facebook page. Thunderstorms will be found across most of the Intermountain West and parts of the High Plains today. Then much cooler air will reside over the region this weekend. In fact, this is the first full weekend of summer. And there's some of you watching this podcast, places like central and northern Wyoming, parts of southern Montana, you may not even hit 70 tomorrow and Sunday in some of those areas. So be ready for some cooler weather. But warm temperatures and showers and thunderstorms will be developing across many areas today as subtropical moisture moves in. But the cold front that's bringing the cool weather is also going to bring in a drier air mass. So for Montana, most of Wyoming, the better chances of showers and thunderstorms will be today. Same for western South Dakota and western Nebraska. The concentration of the rain this weekend will be in Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, parts of Utah. This weekend, in fact, we have flash flood watches in effect for parts of the high country of central Colorado today and tonight because of the possibility of heavy rain in those locations. Now, temperatures will rebound early next week back to summertime levels. And as we go into next week, peer into early July, one thing we do want to talk about, because this is important, especially in this part of the country, talk about lightning safety. Lightning injures and kills more people than you think on a nationwide basis. And this is a good time to just kind of review the rules, especially with folks spending more time outdoors and the fact that we are just into the thunderstorm season. Satellite photo this morning shows this fetch of the deepest subtropical moisture over New Mexico into Colorado. We also have this swirl. This is the low pressure system right along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border there. This area of colder air and the cold front draped just like this, and we can see some moisture out ahead of it. So there is moisture available right here for these showers and thunderstorms to get further north into the region. Even some snow showing up on radar in the Canadian Rockies this morning. That just tells you how cool the air is up there. And as we go forward, we'll talk about more of that here in a minute. So as we get into the afternoon hours of today, high pressure sitting down into the southern plains where it should be this time of year. The clockwise flow drawing up that subtropical moisture, but at the same time, here comes that cold front coming on in. So we kind of have two dueling systems. This high pumping up the subtropical moisture and cool, dry air getting driven in by this cold front coming on through. So the two are going to interact today with this cold front acting like a big broom. What'll happen is this cold front, as it comes in tonight, will bring a much drier air mass in behind it, pushing the subtropical moisture back to the south again. And this is a good example. This is the subtropical air coming in by this afternoon. So anywhere you see the green here, you're going to be into the area's best chances for showers and thunderstorms. But you see the dry air back up here? Well, that's what's coming in behind the front. And you can see it by Sunday afternoon. It's northwest flow coming into the northern plains and northern Rockies. The high pressure kind of gets squished a little bit. And then here's the dry air right behind the cold front. And then the concentration of the subtropical deeper moisture is just relegated back down to the south and west. So basically the cold front suppressing the subtropical moisture for the weekend. That's why most of Wyoming and Montana and the region will be dry. If we do see showers and thunderstorms reaching Wyoming this weekend, it'll be right along the Colorado-Wyoming border. So Wyoming's southern mountains and southern counties will still be susceptible to showers, drier conditions elsewhere. This is the forecast through Monday afternoon. This precipitation right up here is basically associated with the activity that will be developing today with showers and thunderstorms. And then you can see the axis of heavier moisture into southern Colorado and New Mexico. Some heavier rain-producing thunderstorms may also develop here this weekend as well. Can't believe I'm showing you this. Yes, I'm showing you another snowfall map. This shows the Canadian Rockies getting some snow up here today. But even look at this. The higher peaks in that cooler air mass this weekend could have a few flakes of snow. Looking ahead, as we get into next week, we see what I would call just a very typical vanilla-flavored summer pattern. High pressure getting better established. You can see this high pressure. See this reddish color? It's basically showing a large, broad area of high pressure over the central United States. Clockwise airflow around it goes like this. And the jet stream, though, this is still a fairly southerly track for this time of year with the jet stream, as that Gulf of Alaska continues to basically promote fronts and systems coming on through. But this high pressure ridge will keep us warm, but there still will be that flow of subtropical moisture. So we're basically going to go into that warm, consistently warm pattern, occasional afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms are going to really favor the southern parts of the high plains and Rockies as we go into next week. Now, beyond that time frame, as we get towards the end of next week and next weekend, as we get into that 4th of July weekend, as we showed you yesterday, the high pressure ridge sets up here. Subtropical door is open. This is also going to help bring up that moisture. So we're going to be looking at that pattern of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. And you can see it here. This is for next Saturday. Look at how much the lightning is showing up. This is the prediction of where the lightning is going to be across the western United States by the start of the 4th of July weekend. And this will be a similar situation as we get on into Sunday and the 4th of July, Monday. Wanted to spend a brief moment of time here talking about lightning safety. It's that time of year, the monsoon season getting started, the frequency of thunderstorms go up, people are outdoors. Lightning, at some times, some years, lightning causes more fatalities than tornado or hurricane activity. It happens, and it's a cumulative thing over time during the course of a summer season. The hot spot for lightning activity is in the southern parts of the United States, into the interior West Florida. Has more lightning strikes than anywhere else in the United States. Also a lot of golf courses, a lot of people outside. In the Rocky Mountain West and the Western High Plains, there definitely is a danger. And one thing that's interesting, when you look at the statistics, you think a lot of times that a direct lightning strike injures or kills more people, but it's actually a ground current situation or a side flash that brings you most of the danger. That's why you have to be very, very careful on where you decide where you're going to go and where you're going to be, time of day, those types of things. This is a good situation to show you the graphic here of the ground current situation to where lightning can strike nearby and the ground current can cause injury. And this happens all the time with livestock, but for folks outdoors as well. And you can be 50, 100 feet away from a lightning strike and still be affected by that ground current, or what's called the side flash. This graphic shows the situations that you want to avoid and that are the most safe. Now, I'm going to put an email address here, and if you want to see the PDF where I've grabbed this safety information from, I'm more than happy to send it to you. One thing about the Intermountain West here is that a lot of times folks who are struck by lightning or injured by lightning are hiking. They're outdoors. They're on a lake or a reservoir, or they're up into the high country. One thing to remember is that the majority of the thunderstorms that happen in the Intermountain West and the Western High Plains happen early afternoon through evening. And a lot of times you want to plan your hikes early in the day. Avoid those afternoon and evening so you're not on top of a mountain or a ridge during the highest frequency or the highest risk of a shower or thunderstorm developing. Now, a lot of folks will ask, what is the best position to be in? From that ground current graphic here, if your legs are spread apart, basically that potential gives you a higher risk of being injured in a lightning strike. So what you want to do is you want to crouch down, keep your feet together, do not keep your feet spread apart. This graphic is a little bit hard to see, but this graphic is showing a person sitting on a backpack, basically putting something between you and the ground in a lightning situation. If you would like to see what I've shown you, I've just took a few snippets of graphics from this PDF, but I do have a PDF I'm more than happy to share. If you want to see it, more than happy to send it to you. Just request the lightning safety form at podcast@dayweather.com. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.